Every man has a breaking point. A night where he lies awake staring at the ceiling, exhausted from replaying the same questions that never give him peace. Why did she leave? What did I do wrong? Could I have done something differently to keep her? Those questions eat away at him, stripping him of rest, stripping him of confidence, until he feels like a shadow of the man he once was. But here's the truth, brother, that breaking point is not the end, it's the beginning. It's the moment you step into the version of yourself that no woman can destroy. Because pain is not just pain. Pain is a teacher. Every sleepless night, every unanswered question, every hollow ache in your chest is not wasted, it's sharpening you, burning away weakness, forcing you to confront a truth that most men run from: you cannot give another human being the power to decide your worth. The moment you say enough is enough, something inside you shifts. You stop looking outward for validation. You stop obsessing over what she felt, what she wanted, what she decided. And instead, you begin anchoring yourself in something deeper, your own value, your own mission, your own sense of who you are apart from her. That's the true turning point. Not the day she left, not the moment she betrayed you, not the conversation that went nowhere. The turning point is when you finally choose yourself over the endless cycle of chasing, begging, and doubting. From that day forward, no woman will ever hold the power to hurt you the same way again. Because once a man realizes that his worth is internal, unshakable, and untied to whether she stays or goes, he becomes something rare. He becomes free. Most men stumble through relationships believing that love is unconditional, that once a woman says she loves you, it means forever. They think her loyalty is sealed by the sacrifices they've made, by the memories they've built, by the good man they've been. And that belief, brother, is exactly why they end up broken. The truth is that female love is conditional. She doesn't love you for simply existing. She loves you for what you bring to her life, how you make her feel, the sense of security you provide, the way you embody strength, confidence, and direction. When those conditions are met, her love flows. When they aren't, her emotions shift. And when her emotions shift, she begins to pull away. This is where most men fall apart. They thought her love was guaranteed, so when it fades, they feel blindsided, betrayed, even worthless. But that pain comes from holding on to an illusion. If you believe her love is unconditional, you will always expect permanence, and when that permanence collapses, so will you. But if you accept the reality that love is conditional, you stop being surprised when feelings change. You stop clinging to the fantasy that what started passionately must last forever. Instead, you learn to pivot. You learn to adapt. You learn to remain centered no matter what she does. That doesn't mean you grow bitter or stop loving. It means you love with open eyes. You understand that her emotions are like the tides, always moving, always shifting, and you don't build your identity on something that's unstable. You anchor yourself in yourself. And once you do that, no matter how her feelings rise or fall, your foundation doesn't crack. That single perspective shift can save you years of heartbreak. Women will always test men. It's not something they plan consciously, it's something that flows out of their nature. They want to feel a man's strength, not just hear about it. They want to see if the confidence you project is real or just a mask that slips under pressure. So they push. They pull away to see if you'll chase. They question you to see if you'll explain yourself endlessly. They create tension to see if you'll collapse just to please them. And here's the brutal truth: most men fail these tests. They panic when she grows distant, they beg when she threatens to leave, they argue when she challenges them. And in those moments, their frame collapses. Once their frame collapses, her respect evaporates. And without respect, attraction dies. But the man who understands this doesn't play that game. He doesn't panic when she withdraws affection. He doesn't lose himself when she throws a storm at him. He stands firm, anchored in something far deeper than her temporary emotions. His mission is bigger than her moods, his purpose stronger than her provocations. That man cannot be broken because he doesn't tie his worth to her reactions. He knows that loyalty cannot be begged, and love cannot be forced. This is the difference between men who get destroyed and men who remain unshakable. When you keep your mission above your emotions, you become untouchable. You can still love, but your love is no longer weakness. You can still give, but your giving doesn't drain you. Because your identity is not tied to her approval, her validation, or even her presence. That's why women are drawn more deeply to the man who cannot be moved. The frame she cannot break is the frame she respects most. The shield that separates men who get broken from men who remain whole is indifference. Not coldness. Not cruelty. Indifference. It's the ability to stand tall when she pulls her affection away, to stay calm when she ghosts, to remain unmoved when she threatens to walk out. Most men confuse indifference with not caring at all, but that's not the truth. Indifference means you care for yourself more than you care for her approval. It means her moods, her games, her attempts to stir chaos no longer dictate your peace. You stop handing over the remote control to your emotions. You keep it in your own hands. When a woman senses that you're reactive, she will push harder. She will test deeper. She will manipulate because she knows it works. But when she realizes that her storms don't move you, that her silence doesn't scare you, that her anger doesn't unbalance you, everything changes. The games lose their weight. They collapse because the fuel they run on, your emotional reaction, is gone. And in its place she finds something else, respect. The man who is indifferent is not numb. He still loves, he still feels, but he does not make her behavior the axis of his life. If she comes close, he enjoys it. If she withdraws, he doesn't chase. If she leaves, he lets her. That calm confidence is what most men never learn, and it is exactly what women crave. Because deep down, they're not looking for a man who bends with every mood swing, they're searching for the man who remains steady, the one who cannot be controlled by approval or rejection. Indifference is not the absence of love. It's the presence of self-respect. And that, brother, is what makes you untouchable. The deepest pain you've ever felt in relationships didn't come from her actions alone. It came from how much of yourself you poured into her without balance. You gave more than she earned, invested more than she proved worthy of, and built your identity around her presence. So when she pulled away, when she betrayed you, when she left, it shattered you not just because she was gone, but because you had placed your entire sense of self in her hands. That overinvestment is what destroys most men. They confuse sacrifice with strength, thinking that the more they give, the more respect they'll gain. But women don't respect blind sacrifice. They respect strength. And strength is shown in restraint, in discipline, in knowing when to give and when to walk away. This is why detachment is power. A man who is detached does not fear loss. He does not cling, he does not beg, he does not compromise his standards to keep someone who doesn't want to stay. He understands that walking away is sometimes the greatest show of strength. Because the man who can walk away is the man who holds all the leverage. She knows his time and his presence are not guaranteed. That alone changes the entire dynamic. Detachment doesn't mean you stop loving. It means you never love at the cost of losing yourself. You enjoy connection, but you are not consumed by it. You give, but you are not enslaved by giving. You let her complement your world, not become your world. And in that balance, you become unbreakable. No betrayal, no rejection, no departure can destroy you, because your foundation was never built on her, it was built on you. That is the power she cannot touch. The ultimate freedom comes when you realize that no woman has ever truly had the power to hurt you unless you handed it to her. For years you believed that her choices defined your worth. If she praised you, you felt valuable. If she ignored you, you felt invisible. If she left, you felt worthless. But all along, it wasn't her, it was the meaning you attached to her actions. You told yourself her rejection was proof you weren't enough. You told yourself her betrayal was proof that you failed. But now you see clearly, her choices speak of her character, not your value. The moment you separate who you are from what she does, you step into the state of a man who cannot be broken. This doesn't mean women stop testing you. They will. It doesn't mean they stop shifting, pulling away, or even leaving. They might. But none of it penetrates anymore because your foundation isn't built on them. It's built on you. You are the constant, the anchor, the unshakable core. She may come, she may go, her love may rise, it may fade, but you remain. And that steadiness is what ends the cycle of pain. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every rejection you've lived through was preparation for this clarity. Pain shaped you, but it does not own you. You understand now that attachment created your suffering, not love itself. When you loved, you abandoned yourself. When you gave without limits. That ends here. From this moment on, you stand rooted. You can love fully, but you will never lose yourself in love again. And when you live like that, brother, you are untouchable. No woman, no betrayal, no storm can break the man who remains.